feel like my body's fighting against a flu virus or something, and I don't have my contacts on. And I'm very nearsighted. Not as bad as Happy Slip, who candidly said that she was a -8. I can't imagine. I'm a -5.5. So I see myself in the screen right now, which is like, I know I've used that music a lot lately, but I want to know an instrumental, a no lyric song so I can speak on it. I just wanted to make a quick comment about cars and men today. When I was a little girl, I used to like cars a lot, especially General Motors. Why? I lost my mom really early. She had cancer and she eventually died when I was 10. And she was always at the hospital, and she went to the hospital when I was 9 and she never came out of it. So I was raised by my father, who is a psychopath. And one of his jobs was car salesman. Don't ask me to speak English right now and to not, make mistakes. I'm severely PMSed, so cool off. Be careful what you're gonna say. I'm not gonna respond to any email today because I might bite your head off. So I used to sit on my front door and I would look at the cars. Me and my father, we would go into the Buick. We would go into the Buick dealership at night or when it was closed, and we would look at all the cars and say which one was the best. And of course, we always preferred the biggest and big, the biggest and the squarest car. Sometimes we differed opinions on the colors, but that's about it. I have about the same taste in cars as my father. That's about the only thing I have in common with him, with the psychopath gene. And sometimes, is this still recording? Why is the music not playing? I am not in a mood to be messed with today. Did I scare you? Phew! No, that was not a ninja move. That was just that's my defense move against Aimé when he starts to try to jump in my face. Yes, my cat does that. He actually jumps on my head. And 4 claws in your brain, believe me, is not really fun. Whoa! Do not worry. The teacup took a spin, but she's not injured. See, I have a shelf right there, so better be careful. Okay, get to the point. And yeah, sometimes when I was a kid, which side is this fucking thing? I used to sit in front of the house, and I would have a notebook and a pen, and I would make statistics about the cars that went by. For example, I would write the make, like a Ford or Honda, Buick, Chevrolet, Pontiac, anything. And then I would write the color, red, blue. There was almost no silver cars back then in the 80s. And you know what? At least half of the cars were General Motors. And at least like 35% of the cars were blue. Blue was the most popular car color in like 1988, 89. And now it's changed a lot, because there's a lot more Japanese and Asian cars like Honda and Toyota, because a lot more people have cars, and a lot more young people have cars, and they can't really afford them, but that's going to be their problem later, because people rent cars. They don't buy cars anymore. My father has never rented a car in his life. He's always paid it cash. So, yeah. The last car my father bought was a Buick Roadmaster in 1992, navy blue. He had it come in from Texas. We're actually driving an American car, and he paid it in cash. So that's another story. If I have a car later, I wanted to have a Buick Roadmaster, but they're not making them anymore. So my second car of choice, I'm talking about the 92 Roadmaster, because I don't like how the 93, 94, 95, 96, they're too round. They don't have any shapes. They don't have any, you know, they don't have any angles. It's all curves. Man, cars today look like cucumbers. They look like fruit. I hate it. I think it's ugly. The only car that has a 2008 model that I would keep if I won it in a contest is the Chrysler 300M. All the others I would sell immediately because they're ugly, they're unsightly. I can't look at a car and go, oh, it's nice. No, it's not. And now we've been to the Buick dealership because my father's Roadmaster is 15 years old. It started to fall apart. We lost the muffler 3 times in the street, in the traffic. There's almost a hole in the floor because of rust, calcium. So he's looking into another car, and the biggest car that they make now, as far as new cars go, is the Lucerne. It's nice, but it's like, it's too small. It's about the size of a Honda Accord, like the big model. It's the biggest car they make, and I think it's too small. And they don't make Park Avenues anymore. No, they don't. And they don't make Roadmasters, obviously. They don't make, what's the other one? Buick Le Sabre. They don't make it anymore. They don't make any good cars anymore. I'm so furious.
Every day I'd watch them beauties roll by, and sometimes I'd hang my head and cry.
Like, I don't drive, and I should not drive. Public danger. Security issue. But, you know, it's frustrating because, yeah, I want to get a car sometime. But, you know, in 20 years from now, well, the circa 1980 Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham Limited are going to be 40 years old. Are they still going to be on the road? I want to get a Fleetwood, have it painted orange tan color with leopard print spots all over it. I'm going to have the leopard Cadillac. So I'm gonna ride around in style. I'm gonna make everybody wow. Can't remember the words. You'll notice me when I come through your town. You should listen to more Johnny Cash. And another thing is, now the big colors are silver and red. You almost never see a blue car anymore. They used to be powder blue cars. They used to be royal blue cars, midnight blue. Now it's all red or silver or gold or orange. Or I think orange is not bad, but it's not good on the car models that they use it on. Yeah, it's all the same, you know, silver, kind of gray thing, black, this kind of violet blue that I don't like, or greenish or brown. It's not good color, man. In the 50s, they used to have 2 colored cars. You could have a pink and green car. You could have an orange and yellow car. You could have a blue, 2 shades of blue. Man, look at the cars in the 50s. That was wonderful. Look at the cars now. It's like cans, you know. They're gonna be recycled in a few years. Have you ever seen, when you were a kid, I'm talking people like 20 and older, a car accident where the cars were crushed like a beer can? Didn't happen. Do you know why? Because in that time, cars used to have frames. What's that, you ask? If you ask that, you're really young, or you don't know anything about cars. And now there is no, except for big VUS Hummers and pickup trucks like Ford 150 and something, there is no car out there with a frame under it. Do you realize I will never drive a car that doesn't have a frame because I want to stay alive if I have an accident. Cars used to have frames. There is no car made today that has a frame.
I've never considered myself a thief, but GM wouldn't miss just one little piece, especially if I strung it out over several years.